So next one more sources is inscription. 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 What does this tells? Inscriptions are where writings that are engraved on stones or are etched on the metals in ancient times. The study of inscription are called epigraphy. So, like how we have archaeological sources monument, in the same way, some writings we will be find on the stones. If you go to historical places, some writings will be there on the walls of the temples and the stones, right? That is the inscriptions. We call it as inscription. So, what do we call for this studying about this inscription? We call it as epigraphy. In simple, inscriptions are nothing but which are written, the writings which we found on the stones in the historical places about it may baking. So, for example, any one temple, if you go to any historical temple, there they will be written in this particular period, 1452, some king name along with the king name. Who this temple is constructed by this particular king in this period, and he has given this much of amount, and during this period he has renovated this temple. All this information will be given on that, will be written on that stone in that particular period which the language they were using. So the study of inscriptions, study of these, the writings which will be written on the stone now, the writings of this inscription or the study of about this inscription are called epigraphy. Next is coins. You coins, you know, everyone daily we are using the coins, right, in our daily life. The state likewise, but this it will be different from the earliest with which they were using the coins and now what we are using. Before they used to have one standard kind of a coins, but now what we are using, the quantity, the quality and the quantity is little bit changed. That means the size and the structure and the color is all is being changed. So the study of coins is also known as numismatics. The person who is going to study about the coins, what is written on the coin, in which year it was used, by which king it was minted, that is manufactured or produced. All these things we are going to study. So for that, what we call numismatics. Like for example, who is a doctor who studies the diseases and gives the medicines to a patient. His work, so for his work, we call it as a doctor. Correct. The same way, who is going to study about the coins related information, we call it as a study of coins is called numismatics. Coins will be found in India where minted in gold. In India, we used to have gold coins, silver coins, and copper coins. For example, during Gupta king ruler Samudragupta was minted, that is, he produced, he manufactured, he created coins of many types. On that coins, the symbols like playing the veena was one of the symbol they used, and even a warrior, that also they were used in that. So, dear students, next is historical artifacts. What is artifact? Artifacts are objects made by human beings that were used in the past, such as tools and pots, that is, kitchen utensils for the preparation of food, for preparation of food, not only that, for storage of food grains. What they were using, that the tools, tools here means the agriculture tools may be like metallic, stone tools, whatever it may be, and they include, as I said, stone tools. The stone were raw stone they were used to use for the agricultural, some other activities also. It may be for cutting the wood or grazing the cows grasses, all those things, and weapons also for hunting, and bones and jewelry which they were using for an as an ornament, pots, toys for playing, vessels, clothes, and many other items comes under historical artifacts. So till now we studied what are the sources comes under archaeological sources. That is monuments, then inscription, coins, artifacts. Then moving on to the second type, that is literary source. So we have two types of sources. One is archaeological sources and the other one is literary sources. Till now what we studied was under archaeological sources. Under archaeological we have monuments, coins, inscriptions, artifacts. Moving on to the second type, that is literary sources. So let us look into that. Literary sources are those which are in the form of written document, correct? Which will be in a handwritten document. So it has further divided into two types. Under literary sources, again we have two types. One is secular text and the other one is religious text. See, secular text and religious text. So, students, what does the literary sources has been divided? It has been divided into two. One is secular text and religious text. So, what is the word meaning the secular text tells us means? Secular texts are those which tells us about, which gives information about, we can say, about social and economic lives of the kings and the people, how the relationship between the king's administration and the people was there, how the financial conditions of the people was there, all those things they were written in a sheet and this will be maintained as a book. So example we also saw in the previous class, biographies meaning, autobiographies meaning. So in this they will be stated about these events, court chronicles, stories, all these things will be mentioned in the text over there. Okay, we saw secular text. So dear students, what is the next two type of literary sources? That is religious text. What does it tells? It tells or it gives us information about what we are going to study under religious text means. We are going to study the information about various religious traditional practices or the beliefs or the values which were practiced earlier. For example, how can we know these the past religious? Through our Vedas, Upanishads, for example, two great books, epics you can say, through Ramayana, Mahabharata, and the Puranas, they have mentioned about the religious practices, customs, traditions, values, beliefs which the people were following earlier. So the same thing which we study, the same thing we are inculcated in our life and we are practicing nowadays. Whatever it may be, the chanting the mantras, doing the pujas, celebrating the festivals, all these are just because of our religious text, we can say, for example. So, dear students, one more sources is there, that is oral history. So, many of the times we will be not able to get the written documents, correct? Each and every place, if you go, we will not have proper evidences or the proof or the source to get to know about the earlier days. So, what is the other sources is oral history, a spoken or non-written, we can say, which is non-written, but they have some evidences through spoken through language. So non-written expressions or a message of a written work. So it includes stories, fables, ballads. What is this to ballads means a short poem or a narrating a story. Fable means a story which teaches a moral lesson. Fable means which tells about a moral lesson. Story, you know. Ballad is a short poem. So few of the documents you will be getting through your poems in the form of poems, stories. So that we will call it as a oral history. You might have, though the word of mouth information is when it's passed on from one person to another person about the past history, that is called oral history. So when you get the historical information or the information related to history in a written form, that is literary. When you doesn't get the historical information through written and only through oral, someone is said and you will be recording it. That will be called as an oral history. Understood? And this information will be passed on from one generation to another generation, from one generation to another generation. They just keep on passing the information about the past history. That is oral history. So dear students, in today's class what we learned was sources of history. In that two types we have. One is archaeological and the other one is literary. Under archaeological we have monuments, buildings, coins, artifacts. And a second one is literary sources. In that we have religious text, secular text, oral history. So these are the classification of sources. Please go through the video and be safe, be healthy. Thank you.